again, I think maybe others see us more clearly than we see ourselves. That's a theory I've held for a while, but I was thinking about it. You know, I'm an introvert. Like I'm a painfully and always have been a painfully sort of interior person, shy, reserved, and so maybe it's a form of overcompensation. I don't know. Maybe there's the sense that I'm reaching out because at the same time that I love people and I love connecting with people, but at the same time I have to be strategic about it. I have to sort of prompt myself to do it because my spirit animal is the turtle, and I will climb into my shell or find the corner of a room or find some way to hide in any social situation because of how deeply uncomfortable connection makes me, though I love it and I want it.
You can change that as much as you want. You know what I mean? And I always tell people to think about if you packed everything up, like cut the internet off and moved to a new town, like who would you be there? You know what I mean? What perception would everybody have without all this other stuff you've ever done? You know what I mean? So you could technically do that at any time. So like make the most of it. And if you have breath in your lungs, if you wake up every day, you have a capacity to be great. You do. And I don't mean to get like kind of woo woo with it, but if jiu-jitsu's taught me anything, it's if you can prove yourself wrong, it's such a powerful tool. And I think everybody has the capacity to prove themselves wrong and to be the person they want to be.
I totally agree with that.
You just have to find the avenue and put the time in and commit.
Let me ask you something. Is the next 30 seconds guaranteed?
Yeah, never.
Never. Good answer, right?
Yeah.
This ceiling in this place that we're in right now could just fall to the ground right now. We could all just die right now. Would you be okay with that? Not many people would.
It goes like what you were saying, that honesty and that self-appraisal. And I think that's how you learn.
Yeah.
But constantly
I like
learning.
that. Self-appraisal, being honest with your self-appraisal. Oof.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
Right? That's a
it
tough
can
one
be
to
brutal.
swallow.
And the thing about that is no one's ever going to know you did it but you.
Yeah. And usually no one's ever going to be tougher on yourself than
That's
you.
how it should be, right?
Yeah, should be.
Absolutely right. And I think a lot of times people confuse that too with a guy being arrogant.
Inspiration and motivation can be there, but the moment that you turn that on the inside is when it's going to make the difference.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It is.
It's rough.
It's very hard. It's a daily, consistent millisecond grind to keep your head in that headspace. And people are like, well, that's exhausting. Life is exhausting, dude. You're damn right.
That's why you die at the end.
Yeah. Wow. I never heard it put like that.
Trying to continue to grow and connect with people. How do you continue to do that? Just personally.
Yeah, I feel like if you meet someone new, like asking them things and just like continuing to ask questions in like a kind or positive way. I was just having this conversation with one of my friends of being like, we all have very different views, especially now. Like, I feel like people obviously have very extreme views sometimes that are highlighted. But, if you engage with someone that has a very extreme view from you, like just asking them why they feel that way. Like, maybe I 100% disagree with you, but like, I should probably understand why you think that way. And maybe maybe your view is what I would deem as incorrect or whatever, I'm never going to change that view unless I understand why you view that way. So just, I guess, trying to be open, asking questions and having like an open dialogue. Like if I disagree with you, not being like, well, that's wrong, that's stupid. Being like, okay, like, why do you think that way? Like, here's why I think this way. And trying to understand why someone has that, which can be really hard.
Well, they kept telling me down at the prosecutors, Rose, you have to understand, there is no law that says you have to help someone, and he may not get jail time. And I said, you know what? Whatever, he has to answer for this, just like we all answer for our lives. I mean, you have to answer every day when you go to bed. Were you a good person? Were you kind? Did you care about others? Or were you selfish and only thought about what you wanted, right? I'm not here to decide that for him. However, I said to them, I need to be there so I can talk to that judge, because there was that mother who had been stigmatized for 6 years, and I wanted someone to hear my son's voice. So 15 months go by, we have the court date, and the narcotics detective was so adamant about being there, and he had never met Tommy, but through his interview processes and because he was a wonderful young man. Of course, everyone's a wonderful human being. You know, it's us that judge them, right?
But is jujitsu, I mean, if I can create a spot where people can come together and that number of people is growing, and as that number of people grows, different people interact with different people, you know,
Right.
different political views, different races, different whatever it is, whatever that whoever says that divides us, that separates us as human beings, if I can create a place where those things are dissolved.
You do have to fail, and I think along those lines, you know, I think me coming from another country and just I think anything I've seen out there is when, and this is a challenge that I do have with my kids sometimes, is, you know, we had the challenges when we came over, you know, in terms of whether people were like, hey, go back to Russia, you know, in terms of the negative connotation of being an immigrant, or just, you know, anybody that I think has negative impact in their life from various events. I think that makes you stronger.
And that's me every time. I always believe in me. If there's not anything left in this world, then that means that I'm not around. I always believe in me. People say I have nothing left to live for. You've got yourself to live for.
I think that's what it was, is this might be my last fork in the road.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Like stay off the internet, stop researching, because all you're going to do is get in your head. And then and like I said, the example I used earlier, I said, you'll know when you line up that person you've been following and obsessing about and worried about, and I think they're my height, I think they're my age, I think they're going to be in my class, and you line up and you see that person. As humans, it's very easy for us to find the flaws and compare ourselves to other people and so on. So we all know collectively, we all know what our flaws are. You know, you look in the mirror every day, first thing you look at is that trouble area.
Yeah.
One of those things that it was a Halloween costume, and then I was like, you look pretty cool like that. And next thing I know, I'm like, Monday morning I got up to go to work, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, fuck it.
The whole time I was in Iraq, I was really out there running every day, lifting every day, prepping. So when I came back, I can try out for the USA trials and try to hopefully make it to the Olympics in 2012. And I finally looked to the right-hand side. That's when I realized that I was hit, because I couldn't feel anything. I have no recollection of pain or anything like that. So, and I'm like, man, I'm like, I cannot believe this shit just happened. Because I'm like, man, I really just got blown up.
They sell like wooden swords and wooden nunchucks. So like I got rid of all my clothes and brought home ninja weapons that are made of wood on an airplane.
Did you win an award for that? For
I did
Dad
not.
Of the Year?
I did
You
not.
should've.
But I got the crap kicked out of me.
It was a particle collider, and this dude accidentally, he was like cleaning it.
That's not two things you want to say. Sentence particle collider and accidentally.
No, man.
Accidentally
It's
dusting
not.
it.
It's not. He was cleaning it in.
It went off.
Yeah, it did. It literally went off, and his head was
I
white.
think I have heard this story
His head was
before.
white.
I guess I do. You know, I did what everybody does when they're about to die. I started praying. That was the first thing. I never forget. I'm like, God, just, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't care what happens to me. Just allow me to see my sons grow up. Years, and to this day, I don't know how this happened, but Steve misses me and stabs himself with the morphine needle. So Jesus. I have like,
Yeah, look at that. 4,000 years of world history. Look at that. Oh, wait. Now scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way down.
I was just getting.
Okay, well, hurry up.
There's a lot of history here.
I know. Hurry up. Go all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. Keep going.
Yeah, I know where it's at. I know where the bottom's at, Steve.
Yeah, right there. The
There
United
it
States.
is.
Look at beep,
After all that.
beep. There we
Yeah,
are.
I'll have to put that up too. That's
Yeah.
harsh, but a bold statement.
Bold move, Captain.
I think everyone has to have a moment in order to live a fulfilled life, or at least seemingly. I think everyone has to have that moment where it hits them and they go, oh, this is really, I only got one.
Yeah, it's something epiphanical.
Yeah, like this is it. Like
all I can think of is Deadpool, and he's like, wait 4 or 5 moments.
But that's really what it boils like to me. It's like, oh, like this is, at least for this life, I don't know. Maybe there's, I think jury's still out on what's at. What
I'm not willing to gamble on that though. So like once you realize it, like let's rock and roll, man.
And that's
let's
the thing.
make
Like,
the most of
why
it.
would I gamble on? Like, I still have it. So even if I'm going to gamble with the life I have, I want to make as much out of it as I can.
Oh yeah. Hold on. How many episodes deep are we? About 14, 15?
Yeah. So Joe is the last one at 14. Yep.
I'd just like to say right off the rip, man, just another thank you to all our guests. Like, very, very cool that they would take the time out of their day to spend 3 or 4 hours with us.
Even if they don't know why.
Even if they don't know why. That, we got the chance to understand kind of who they are a little bit better and what they do, and hopefully kind of promote the things that they do in terms of either their business or their philosophy or the paradigms that they've adopted. And how they treat mankind and things like that. I'm going back to Joe when I say that, because if I was going to get pulled over, that's the kind of police officer I would want right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was